Welcome. In this video, I'm going to touch on the topic of this documentary that just came out, and it's called Christspiracy. So instead of conspiracy, it's Christspiracy. Christspiracy. So I saw this documentary about a week or two ago, and I've been loosely following the guy, the creator of the documentary, and he's very interesting. And I've been digging deep into some of the material, reading some of the material around this documentary, and it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It's getting me interested in early Christianity, in a group called the Essenes or the Nazarenes. They were a mystical Jewish group. So this is what Jesus grew up in, this mystical Jewish sect. They were kind of like yogis. That's the best way to describe them. And that's right up my alley, as I've been studying and practicing real hardcore, real Indian yoga for a few years now. But I love studying ancient religions, and I'm also following a few other people that are into the ancient Essenes, which is really, really cool. So this documentary, the Christspiracy, excuse me, it's really cool. I mean, I would definitely check it out. You can watch it for free on the internet. Literally just Google, how do I watch Christspiracy, and things will pop up and guide you to where you can watch it. There's a website. It's on a website, and you click on it, you go into it, and it says, how much would you like to donate, or do you want to watch it for free? And then if you say free or donate or whatever, it goes to the next page, and then it says you have 24 hours to watch it if it's for free, I think. And then if you pay for it, you get it for longer or something. I don't know. But because it's on a website and it's not on a platform, it's not being censored at all. And that's really cool. It's really cool because there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. And I will say it's a little bit heavy on the vegan side of things. And I don't, at least now, I don't subscribe to being a vegan. Currently, I mean, my diet changes all the time, but currently I'm a lacto-ovo vegetarian. So I still have milk products and eggs, but no flesh. I don't eat flesh. But yeah, so Christspiracy. So it's really, really wild. It goes into the ancient Essenes a little bit, and this guy, he travels to like the temple, the actual temple that was in the Bible, where Jesus went to the temple and overturned the tables and whipped the people and said, "This is what did he say? He said, you've turned my father's house into a marketplace." So he went to in the movie, in the documentary, he goes to that exact the literal temple that happened in, or what would have been or could have been the exact temple. And it's really wild. So there's a whole, you know how things get changed and altered throughout thousands of years to suit the times, or to suit the government, or to suit the people. So there's been a lot of things that have been kind of edited. I mean, this is my point of view. I don't know if it's true, but the guys in this documentary, they spent years researching it to see if some things they were into are true. And it turns out that it looks like Jesus was a hardcore vegetarian, and his little group, his Jewish sect, where they were vegetarians, they're basically yogis. They're very, very tuned into nature. They talked about nature and the elements a lot. And so what was going on at the time is the church and the state, with this temple and many other temples in this religion, Judaism, what was happening was, and of course many other religions at the time, blood sacrifice was a huge thing. And of course it's in the Bible too, right? But so many other the further you go back, most religions have blood sacrifices. It's just what they did. I don't know why. It's kind of crazy, right? But like hundreds of other religions had the same thing, blood sacrifices. So the church, you would go in to the temple or tabernacle or whatever it's called, the church temple, I think. You would go to the temple and you would pay $50 or $300 and you would buy a chicken or a cow, and they would kill the cow, and then the blood would forgive you of your sins, the blood sacrifice. And so that was kind of the thing. And then so the money that you gave was kind of like you're paying for your sins. It's kind of like a Catholic thing, that you pay, or Protestant, you pay for your sins. That's part of it, right? It's a small element, but a little bit of it is like that. So same thing, but you would be buying the animal on the spot. You would be buying the animal. So the temples were set up that there was these huge reservoirs and tubes going everywhere to collect the blood and to trough the blood off into like the lake or something. And it was the temple that he goes into in this conspiracy theory. It's kind of a conspiracy theory, because it's a theory. I don't know how well you can prove a lot of these things. But the temple has these huge troughs. They're like the size of like a body, like a human, to funnel all the blood. Imagine if you killed, 200 cows and 500 chickens in one day. Like that's enough blood to like fill up a swimming pool, pretty much. Maybe more. Like 2 swimming pools, 3, 4. It's gross. It's nasty, right? So these priests would have been, or what do you call a Jewish priest? I don't know. Rabbi. So these rabbis would have been up to their knees in blood. Like the blood was just everywhere. So, and it was connected to the church and the state were both in on it. So some of the money went to the state and some went to the church. It was like the big pharma of that day. Kinda. It was a corporate sort of corporation, right? So when Jesus went in and whipped people and overturned the tables and freaked out and got totally pissed and angry at all of them and said, "Look what you've done." What he was mostly going in there to do is to say, you guys gotta stop killing all these animals in the temple. It's literally demonic. Like the most demonic thing you could do is murder, or murder is not the right word, but to kill a breathing, living animal that's full of blood in God's temple, in the church, in the right. And his group were vegetarians. So back then, around that time, at some point, when he said like "thou shalt not kill," I'm pretty sure it meant animals. And some of the Essene writings, they go into it, and they're very specific. He meant animals 100%. So how he describes it, I forget exactly how he describes it, but it's something like that which God has given life to and animated and breath to, no man is allowed to kill what God has given life to. So it makes sense, right? It's like when you eat a corn on the cob, you're not really killing it. The plant's still alive, and it doesn't like scream and gasp for air and bleed out everywhere. It's not. In a way, you are killing some plants when you eat them, of course. But anyway, the documentary is really good. It goes into the idea of blood sacrifices. It goes to India. And it was like a big, a similar thing where they kill like 100 cows or like 200 or something, and goats. And it's like, it was the church. It's sort of church and state still, like people are getting paid. And it's like, anyway, this event is in the documentary. And, I mean, I don't like seeing that because I have a soft spot for India, even though India's very, very screwed up right now. It has a lot of massive, massive problems that go back hundreds of years. But yes, they say it's like it was a spiritual thing. I think it was Shaktiism or something. But I mean, they have like 100 different religions. And yeah, another way to look at it is most people from India don't eat meat. They don't eat flesh. It's like part of their religions. They don't eat flesh. Most of them. Some of them do. But if you compare like flesh consumption in India per capita to like the States per capita, it's like 1,000 times more flesh consumption in the States. Anyway. Yeah. Blood sacrifices. And yeah, so anyway, the Christspiracy, it's really, really good. Check it out. There's a couple like super vegan friendly things that go on, the little events. This guy that made the documentary, he goes into, there's groups that go into facilities that have, you know, many strikes of cruelty towards animals. Like they're breaking the laws of cruelty towards animals. Some facilities that have like hundreds and hundreds of strikes against them for such things, this group will break in and like take some of the animals and rescue them. I used to look at that as like, I used to always see that as like, come on people, there's better things in the world to do. Like, what about, there's still slavery in the world for humans, you know? And what about like childhood abuse or slavery, like that's actually still going on? Like there's more important things than let's save these animals that are in cages. Like way more important things. Like there's 100 things that are way more important, no? And that's how I used to see it. But it's like it's like this. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. You know? Think about it that way. And so many very famous and very wise people throughout the years have said things like, it's like the gateway drug to murdering a human. If you're killing animals and eating them, that's one small step away from killing humans. And we're never going to stop having war and killing humans until we stop killing animals, because it's like, it's the gateway drug to something that's more demonic and more, hello kitty, how are you doing? And it makes sense. It's like the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you're eating meat, I mean, humans are made out of meat. Same thing. Like human flesh and cow flesh, they're like literally identical. Pretty much the same thing, right? Like, would you eat a dog or would you eat a human flesh? Hell no. But why not? If it's good for you, because it's like a moral thing. It's just absolutely despicable and disgusting thinking about eating a dog. And a lot of people in India, they see that away. They look at the cows that way. They're like a man's best friend. They're sacred. They're part of the family. So most people eating cows in India, not all of them, but most of them, it's like absolutely disgusting. And the best way to look at that is like, would you be okay with someone in the same room that you're in eating a dog? You would probably not be okay with that. Or a cat? Would you even be able to? You'd be disgusted. You would probably stop them or do something. You would leave or something. Anyway, the documentary is really cool. So they break into some facilities and they say, oh, there's these puppies. There's a factory that has puppies, and they do like they test pharmaceuticals and surgery on them, like eye surgery and stuff. It's a way to test before they do it on humans, you know? It's like, well, it's safer on puppies than humans. And puppies are like, they're super innocent. Like, they're not going to really fight back that much. So that's why they use puppies. And they're really close to human, right? They're bigger and they have emotions and they have big eyeballs and they do. So they break in, I think they're bugles or something. They break in and take like 20 bugles. But then the cops show up and they're like, you're breaking the law. And they even had lawyers in this group, and the lawyers are saying, we're actually not, because of this, and this. You know, there's a million laws out there. You can be on any side of the law, can help you do stuff like this too, right? Because these guys were breaking the law. They had over a few hundred infractions of, or whatever you call it, of animal abuse laws that they're breaking. It wasn't just one or two, it was hundreds. Like, the people doing the surgery on the dog's eyes they're not certified surgeons. They're just people. Anyway, check out the documentary. I found it really, really good. It's slightly more slanted towards like veganism. So if you hate the idea of being vegan, you might not like the documentary. But either way, it's still really, really good. If you want to learn history, like if you are a Christian and you want to learn a little bit about Christian history, where it originated from, there's some really good history in there. It's very cool. Anyway, it's a very good watch. It's very entertaining, and you'll learn something. So check it out. And if you liked anything about this, got anything good out of it, like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you around. Bye. Cheers.